Hey guys, my name's John Richards. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a morning routine. I can remember about 3 years ago when I didn't do a morning routine, and I would get up late, snooze alarm, snooze alarm, snooze alarm, go in and take a shower and be off to work, and always running behind. I don't know if you've ever been there, probably have, and you never catch up. I mean, you're always behind because you started out behind. And then I read a book, an incredible book written by a good buddy of mine, Hal Elrod, called The Miracle Morning. And it really showed me, because he was struggling in his life at the time. And so if you're struggling, you really need to listen here, okay? He was struggling at the time, and a friend of his told him to go out for a run. And he went out for a run, and he realized how much better he felt. So over time, he developed a morning routine called Savers. And what Savers actually stands for is S stands for silent, A stands for affirmations, V stands for visualization, E stands for exercise, R stands for reading, and then S stands for scribing, which is journaling. So I decided, well, I'm going to implement this. And at that point, I was probably getting up between 7 and 8 o'clock, no real definite time. And, so the first thing I did, I said, okay, I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to start doing this morning routine. So step one, make sure you schedule it, okay? You got to schedule it. This has got to be important. This is not something, well, I'll get up at 7 tomorrow, 6 the next day, 3 the next. It doesn't work that way. You got to schedule. So step one, schedule it. Okay, the next step is to script it. Okay, so you need to decide what you're going to do, what the key components are, and then script it in an order in which you're going to do it. And I'm going to go over what I do. Okay, I now get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's how that came about. I always like to outdo everybody else. I'm a very competitive person. Okay, so I backed it off to 6 o'clock for a while, and then 5 o'clock for a while. And then I realized that, Hal Elrod, he was getting up, and he's the mentor, he's the guy who wrote the book, was getting up at 4 o'clock. Okay, so I started getting up at 4 o'clock, and it felt pretty good. I was getting used to it. I went 20-some days, 30-some days in a row, because it takes 66 days to achieve a habit. Well, then I found out a guy named Eric Thomas. I don't know if you guys know Eric. If you want to live more than you want to breathe, I don't know if you've ever heard his saying, but anyway, he gets up at 3 o'clock and starts grinding. I thought, well, man, I'm going to start getting up at 3 o'clock. Well, about 2 in the afternoon, I was brain dead, so that didn't work for me. I did it for a while, did it probably 30 days, and then I heard that Hal Elrod now was getting up at 3:30 in the morning, because he wanted to read an hour a day instead of just 30 minutes. So I tried that for a while. Again, I was extremely tired. It just didn't work for me, okay? So now what I do is, and for the last couple years, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, another key to this is you got to go to bed on time. So I go to bed no later than 8:45, so I'm asleep by 9, so I get 7 hours. I know 7 hours is my deal. I used to get 4 and 5 and 6, and I knew those things didn't work for me. So here's how my morning routine works. So I get up at 4 o'clock. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's a habit for me. After 66 days, which is actually a sweet spot, it could take less, it could take more, but for me, it was about 66 days, and that's written in the one thing. There's scientific backing this, that it's more than 21 days, okay? Anyway, to create a habit. So I've got a habit of this, so I never really get up with the alarm. I'm always up a few minutes. Like this morning, I got up at about 1:45. First thing I do is I go in the bathroom, and I brush my teeth. I wash my face because cold water really wakes me up. As soon as I've done that, then I go in my kitchen, and I take my supplements, and, I put, the BCAAs that I'm going to use for the gym later in the freezer. I like it a little icy. So, see, it's all scripted, okay? So I put that in the freezer. As soon as I've done that, I turn off all the lights, and I sit on my sofa, and I meditate for 20 minutes. Now, when you first start meditating, you're probably not going to want to meditate for 20 minutes. It's really hard. I've done it for a couple years now, so it's, again, a habit. So I do it for 20 minutes. I do this 7 days a week. Don't do this 4 days a week, 5 days a week. If you're going to commit, let's commit, guys. Every day, 7 days a week, and try to go for 66 days, okay? So I meditate for 20 minutes. Now, as soon as I've meditated, I visualize, okay? I visualize my 3 goals. Now, it's either my 3 one-year goals, or I've also always got a 12-week goal. And most of the times, that's what I'm visualizing during the week. Then on the weekends, I'll visualize my yearly goals. Now, here's where most people screw up with visualization, and I learned this, again, from another great book on personal development, is you also should visualize your process, okay? So let's say, in my case, my end goal is I weigh 220 pounds, okay? Which is my yearly goal, okay? So my 3 process goals then are I eat clean 6 days a week. I allow myself 1 free day. So I see myself eating that clean food, okay? I see myself drinking plenty of water, okay? And then I work out with weights 6 days a week. So I actually visualize the workout I'm going to do that day, okay? Then I visualize the cardio on elliptical or stairs. So I visualize that. And what happens if you visualize it and then you don't do it? You get something called productive tension or cognitive dissonance, which causes anxiety and frustration in your body. So, it'll get to a point where your body, where your life, your mind wants that to happen, so you'll do it. So it really pushes you and motivates you to do it. Whether it's that, maybe you're doing network marketing and one of your process goals is 20 dials a day. You got to see yourself making those calls. It'll change everything, guys. Now, as soon as I have visualized, then I pray. I always thank the Lord every single day, 7 days a week. I thank Him for what I have in my life. I really get into the prayer thing. I do that every single morning. Okay? Now, as soon as I've prayed, I walk in the kitchen, again, all scripted here, and I make a cup of coffee. While I'm doing the cup of coffee, I do something called vacuums, and you'll just have to Google that, but it's something for your abdominal area. It's an exercise I do while the coffee's making. I don't like to waste time. Soon as I've meditated, then I started doing a process called morning pages, where I write longhand on 3 pages in a journal, just whatever comes to my mind. And, it's really cool. It's changing my life big time. And I read about that in the Tools of the Titans, where, Tim Ferriss was talking about how the people that were actually doing that, their lives were changing. So I do that, and I start off with my affirmations. That's where my affirmations work in. I write down 15 affirmations. It's usually the same statement. In my case, right now, I'll just tell you, I, John Richards, am a 7-figure internet marketer. And that's changing my life, okay? Then as soon as I've done that, I write in a 5-minute journal, which again was referred by Tim Ferriss. He's one of my mentors that I don't really know, but he's a mentor. And I write in there, okay? And then I read for 30 minutes. My ultimate goal for reading is, if I'm reading in a Kindle or a Paperwhite, is 10% of that book. Or if I'm reading in a book, it's 20 pages. But I try to strive for 30 minutes. And then as soon as I've done the 30 minutes, then I do something called a goal calibration, which I learned in The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Again, implementing what I'm learning. It's very scripted. It's where I've already planned my day the night before. Now I just recalibrate it and put it on my paper calendar. I've already put it in my Outlook. I do that the night before, and then I plan my week and stuff. But I put it in my paper calendar. Okay? And then my morning routine is kind of over. And then what I do is I take 30 minutes and I take a break. Okay? I'm usually at an hour and a half, maybe just a little more. And you really don't want to work more than 90 minutes to 120 minutes before you take some kind of a break. So I do that. And then I plan my workout. I drink my pre-workout while I'm doing this. And I plan whatever body part that I'm doing that day. And what's one of the other videos that I show you exactly what I do there. I was very fortunate. I had I had a trainer who won Mr. Indiana, and I make sure I do my exercises right. So I actually go to YouTube and look up my workouts through pro bodybuilders, and then I go work out. Okay, and that's and then as soon as I've worked out, and then my morning routine is over, my mindset is great. So here's the deal: you got to schedule it. So how to do a morning routine is, first of all, you got to schedule it. Okay? Then you have to script it. Don't just do anything. Know what you're going to do. Do everything with an intention, guys. Then you have to, and then I shared with you what my components were of what I did. But here's the big one. You have to do it. And you got to do it every day. Don't do it every now and then and say, oh, it didn't work for me. Things don't work immediately. You got to have patience. You got to focus on the process and detach from the outcome. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure you do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Make sure you click like. Also share this with people that maybe don't have a morning routine, that they need a morning routine. They're always late, okay? Make sure you share it. Also, make sure you comment. Let me know what your morning routine is. Let me know what you're doing. What time are you getting up? I'd be curious to know that. Make sure you comment. And make sure you let me know of any other videos you'd like me to do. Also, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm doing a lot of videos right now with a lot of great content. And, I do very small causes create huge results. I teach people how to go from average to exceptional in their life. And it's not big, giant things, which is really cool, because a lot of people, they get overwhelmed with all that stuff. I try to keep it really simple for you. Hey, also click the link above in the video, or the link in the description below, and go get the free report that I'm giving away on job quitting income in the next 30 to 90 days working online. That's the secret to job quitting income in the next 30 to 90 days working online. Hey guys, make sure you do that, and go out and have an awesome day today, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.